Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Mile 22. This is a film that kind of creeped up on me. I feel like it just started being advertised a couple of weeks ago. There wasn't much hoopla, there wasn't much buzz surrounding this movie. I basically just knew that it starred Mark Wahlberg, and then upon further investigation saw that it was directed by Peter Berg. But are we surprised? Yes, this is the fourth collaboration since 2013 between Berg and Wahlberg. And I have to say, I think it's the weakest of the four. But let's go ahead and talk about the positives in the film first. Far and away, the biggest shining spot in this film, what holds the entire film up, in my opinion, is the action. This time around, Peter Berg decided to go for a much more martial arts style of action. And they went for a very violent, graphic type of martial arts action, but it was so good. It was such entertaining action sequences throughout the entire film. I thought all of the martial arts stuff worked really well. I thought the gun shootouts actually worked really well. And when they got into that hand-to-hand combat, it was mesmerizing for how graphically violent it actually went. It was maybe even a little bit jarring at first because I wasn't anticipating that. Oh, but it worked so well. And thankfully, there's a lot of action because that is far and away the highlight of this film. And they realized it and they added in all of the goods when it came to the action set pieces. And in saying that, I think Iko Uwais, sorry if I butchered that name, was also great in this film. He's the one who delivers most of the martial arts style action and fighting, and he's great. I actually think his character is really interesting as well, and it's in big part to him. Mark Wahlberg is fine in this film. He really doesn't do much. He stays at basically one level, one characteristic, one note performance throughout. It's Mark Wahlberg. I think Ronda Rousey, though, is utilized as best as she can possibly be utilized in a film. I thought she was actually very good here, the best I've ever seen her acting-wise. Lauren Cohen gives probably the best acting performance, in my opinion. I thought she was also very good. We also had, like, John Malkovich in here. He was fine. And the movie looks good. It is very beautiful to look at and has some interesting concepts when it comes to shooting. But honestly, that's about as far as my positives go. I think this is overall a miss. And what this basically comes down to is this is the first time we have a Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg team up in which it's not based on a true story, in which we are fabricating an event. And this script and this story is a hot mess. Literally everything outside of the action didn't work for me. That whole first act of the film did not work. The movie only starts getting somewhat entertaining when we get into the mission and start moving in and moving along in the story. Because before then, we're just spending time with very unlikable one-dimensional characters. Mark Wahlberg's character in this film is wholly unlikable. I don't really think there's a redeeming thing about him other than he's American? I really just think he's a terrible person. They try to set up some weird backstory, but it doesn't really work. Lauren Cohen's character also isn't that good of a character. They tried to develop her a little bit more, but she still doesn't seem like a very good person. Ronda Rousey's character doesn't seem like a very good person. None of these people are good people. And of course, Lone Survivor, and then Patriots Day for sure, as well as Deepwater Horizon, all had elements of patriotism and pride in being American and American pride in general. This film doesn't necessarily have it so overtly shoved in your face, but the entire redeeming qualities of any of our characters are that we're doing it in the name of America. And it didn't work for me. The characters just did not work. The writing, the dialogue did not work. The structure of our story is so sporadic and all over the place with such weird and pretty bad editing overall. We would get random shots just thrown in. We have these random scenes just thrown into the film that maybe were intended to give us more character development, but instead they were just scenes that made us further dislike the character. They didn't develop them at all. They didn't really reveal anything about the characters. We got like random scenes of just water flowing coming in or these random landscape shots. It was put together very, very strangely. I think Peter Berg maybe was trying something different, trying to get away from doing the biopic type stuff he's been doing and go for a more action, straightforward film. And I saw that they were already talking about making this into a franchise with Mark Wahlberg, but no. Let's first see how this one performs at the box office, first of all. But it felt all over the place. It felt very constructed. And you can tell Peter Berg has stuck with true stories for maybe too long, and his foray back into original stories, whew, it was a rough one, if I'm being honest. So overall, Mile 22 was just underwhelming. If you are looking for just a straightforward action movie, if you really like martial arts films, I don't know that this holds up to the best martial arts films, but I think it is definitely competent enough in that arena. I would give this a matinee. If you're looking for just an all-out, brawl-to-the-wall type of film, then this is worth a matinee. Otherwise, if you're looking for more depth, if you're looking for a more sophisticated story, if you're looking for likable characters, this is not the film for you. Again, I think it's competently made enough that I would give it a rental if straight action is interesting, but definitely nothing more. So, that is my review of Mile 22. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Mile 22? And which is your favorite of the Berg-Wahlberg team-up films? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!